Hello, everybody. We are here with Katy, our student, and she's going to tell you her story, how she came to Neurographica and what results is she getting. Hello, Katy.
Hi, Nat. Hey, okay, so I have a Bachelor of Science and advanced diplomas in naturopathy, herbal medicine, nutrition, and a diploma in kinesiology. And my passion is helping people to create and live their most extraordinary life. And so one day I was scanning through Pinterest, looking in my spare time, looking for inspirational drawings. And I noticed all these drawings that were similar but different. And I saw that they were called Neurographica. So I did a little Google and searched, discovered that it was an art form, but also a transformative tool. I was hooked in that moment. I was so done. I spent a lot of time watching the Neurographica Academy YouTube channel and had a great time in a month, just watching clips and doing drawings, and knew I wanted more. So I signed up for the basic user course, and that's completed over a month, and my addiction was not quelled. I wanted to do the basic user, and as a practitioner, you know, I'm eligible to do that. So the specialist user, and had the great joy of doing 3 case studies with clients, and yeah, the changes in the clients' lives were amazing. One particular client, she's 72 years of age, and she'd all her life had no connection with her own emotions and no connection with her body. And as we're doing the drawings and everything, about the 3rd drawing in, all of a sudden she started to cry, and she sobbed and sobbed and sobbed, and all of a sudden she became aware of what she was emotional about. And that was a joyous day. Her first connection at 72 with her own emotions. I got a tear coming in my eye. Yep. And then 3 days later, she messaged me and she goes, "Last night I felt a strange sensation in my body. I had a sensation in my body. I've never felt a sensation in my body," she said. So I don't know what the sensation is or was, because she didn't have the vocabulary, you know, anxious, sad, heavy, depressed, you know. I said, "Oh, you'll get your vocab of emotions in your body in time." And since then, the coincidences and the steps forward have been absolutely amazing.
Wow, fantastic.
Yeah, and I just love with doing the background and the field lines, how it creates the connections to the coincidences in their life. Because this particular client, she has a major degenerative disease. And one of the key things with that disease to prevent its progression is exercise. And I mentioned and discussed exercise for 7 years till I was blue in the face with this lady. But she'd done a particular Neurographica to do with the case study, and it was to do with the resources that she had or she could use, and one of them was exercise. And anyway, we finished the drawing and everything, and she went to sleep that night sitting in the lounge chair with the television on, woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning with a TV documentary on about exercise for Parkinson's disease. Well, she watched that show and she's joined the Parkinson's exercise group, and she's exercising every day. And it was like, oh my gosh, if a Neurographica can create that coincidence and inspire that commitment, motivation in a client, I'm hooked. It's those coincidences. They're like intangible, but they just so happen so quickly after the drawing.
Exactly what she needed to hear and to see.
Yeah, and at 2 o'clock in the morning, I love the way that, you know, kind of this energetic thing happened that she fell asleep in the chair and woke up to it.
Pay attention, right?
Yeah. So Nat, I'm loving also doing the 9 algorithms that are over and above the user and the specialist user. Yeah, so it's good. I've just done composition and then color. And color, the neuro color blew my mind away. You know, you guys say it's probably the most challenging course to do, but it wasn't that challenging, and the effects, the results that I've got from the drawings are amazing. Yeah.
Fantastic. So can you share some of the results that you got yourself?
Yeah, sure. So one of my family members, she doesn't express her emotions, so she's constantly like a shaken up Coke bottle. And I'm quite nervous around it because I feel like, oh my God, that Coke bottle is going to explode one day. It's like a pressure cooker in her. And I know it's not about me, it's about her. And one day that lid's going to come off that pressure cooker and it's going to be a good thing for her. But I'm so scared around her. Anyway, I did the drawing following the neurocolor. And about 3 days later, it was her birthday. I spent some time with her. She goes, oh, gee, you're relaxed today. I thought, oh, I am too. And it was like, if she exploded today and she let all those pressure cooker emotions out, it's fine, it's cool. I'd be able to be there and support her. Whereas before, like I would have been able to support her, but I don't know what it was. It was almost like I get caught in the blast, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's since then so relaxed around her. It's great.
You were able to overcome all the anxiety around it. Great.
Yeah, and the thing is that the beauty of it, as I didn't have to try and be different, I did the drawing and all of a sudden I was different.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Very good. For your clients that you did, do you think it was difficult for them to do Neurographica with you?
Oh, well, I had the warm client, or the lady that had at least done one drawing before. She was easy, even though she was the lady that had no body sensations prior and no emotional connection to her emotions. She was easy, but the gentleman that I chose to do for my cold client, a guy who had no idea about Neurographica before, he was really challenging and challenged because his issue was so emotional. And it's almost like, you know, when it's emotional, you just get this going on in yourself. And like I described to him what a neurographic unit line, neuroline is, and rounding and everything. And he just went off and did his own thing. I just kept gently, but it worked.
And yes,
it worked, you know. And he had amazing breakthroughs when I was with him, also afterwards as well. Interestingly, from the first drawing to the second drawing, he had a chest infection. And through the chest infection, once he started to release his emotions around the issue, the chest infection alleviated.
Of course.
It was really interesting, really interesting. So his Neurographica drawings don't look like Neurographica drawings. He was doing his best. He was committed to helping me by doing a case study, but also assisting himself through this really big issue. And he's committed to do more. And I know that as time goes on, his drawings will become more Neurographica-like.
Yes, exactly. Sam, it will depend on individuals. It will be different for everybody. That's why we say that the drawing doesn't have to be beautiful so people will like it. It's serving different purpose. It's an expression of your inner state. Very interesting. Okay, and I'm fascinated by how deep you understand all this material and how deep you go, and how you've already taken so many classes, and it's just a pleasure to read your descriptions and to follow you. What do you you said about the Neurographica basic course. Who do you think it will be helpful for? What people?
Anyone who can hold a pen and has issues. Anyone who has an issue with someone else, whether it's a boss, a mother-in-law, a child, and they can hold a pen. A child, providing they can hold a pen and they're age appropriate, everyone. I work with a couple of large companies here in Australia, and their engineers. I cannot wait to start to slip it into their coaching sessions and see what happens. I reckon the effect on the people, the employees, is just going to be profound. And yet it's so simple. You just say, draw a circle that represents you or whatever, and as big as you like and wherever you like on the page, and they just follow, and it's just so graceful and beautiful.
Exactly, yes. And it's very good even for people who are not artists and like engineers, people who are technical.
Oh, I'm so not an artist. Seriously, I'm still drawing houses and people like you do in grade 1 and 2. You know, the whole with the peak and the smoke coming. Oh yeah, I'm not artistic at all. But my Neurographics are beautiful. But more than that, they're so effective. So effective.
And they are so beautiful. I would not say you are not an artist by looking at your drawings. Looks like very professionally done. Good.
But if you look at my drawings, there's been a progression from these fine, scared, spindly lines to something so much bolder. And it was like June when I started watching the YouTube videos, August when I started the basic user course, September when I started the specialist user course, and now it's the 20th of November. So such a short time and such big changes in clients already.
Yes, improvements are very easily done. By the time people finish basic course, their drawings are completely different. Very good. And deeper understanding for inside themselves of what they're doing. How would you rate the basic user course? Is it worth the money?
Okay, that's a little bit challenging because when you translate it to Australian dollars, it's very expensive. But the course was systematically, logically put together, and the results from the very first drawing were profound. And I rate it in that drawing that I did, the first one, it was the equivalent to 10 coaching sessions. So if you look at what 10 coaching sessions would have been in Australian dollars, and as I went through the basic user course, there were issues that I'd had for 30 years. So I have type 2 diabetes, and through the day, my diabetes is totally fine, except for 11 to 12 during the day, and it's all up and down and all over the place. I did a Neurographica on that, and I got an insight about what it was about and made changes, and changes happened in me. And that was worth gold, absolutely gold. Because like 11 to 12 during the day, I try and avoid working. I try and have an earlier lunch break. I try not to be driving because I could go up, I could go down. I feel grumpy. I feel overexcited at that time of day. And to just be me instead of for an hour being all over the place is brilliant. I can actually work with clients now between 11 and 12. Before I was like, oh, I'm so not inflicting myself on a client at between 11 and 12 in a day. Like, God knows what the person's going to get.
Yes, this is amazing result. Getting your 1 hour every day of your life back. This is fantastic. Congratulations. Wow. Okay, and the specialist course is already a good tool for you with your clients, so it's worth. You can get the money back from the specialist.
Oh yeah, and clients they love having something that they can do to help themselves. So it's a lot more hands-on for them. They feel so empowered and excited, and some of them don't like doing new things, but to Neurographics, and it's like, oh, Neurographic Shay, oh wow, yeah, they're really excited. And it could be gentlemen, it can be ladies, it can be teenagers. Oh, teenagers with their angst against the world. It's amazing what it can do. And I don't know about yourself, but currently we have a lot of immunisation debate. We've got a lot of COVID debate. We've got massive restrictions. The border is 20 minutes away and I can't cross the border. I haven't seen my mum for close on a year and she's 40 minutes drive away. And it's all to just this draconian measures that are going on. And people are really struggling, but certain algorithms, because they're in tears or they're angry or they're ranting, and you just get them to do it and it all just calms down and people kind of go, yeah, it'll be over, it'll end eventually. Yeah, instead of like, oh, the barrage of emotion and things that you get before the drawing is quite incredible.
Absolutely, yes. Same for me and same for lots of other people that went through this with us. We had a group of people through the lockdowns and everybody said that was the best year for them.
Yeah.
Kathy, can I ask you, you are in Australia, so you couldn't watch the classes live because of the timing. You had to watch them in recordings. How was that for you?
Oh, so the class was 2:00 in the morning for me, and I'd wake up about 5:00, and it was like I could quickly onto YouTube, and if it uploaded yet, I'd be so excited. I was really quiet. It was like a kid at Christmas, and I'd watch it and work my way through it before I went to the surf, obviously, and it was great. It was really systematically, in the recording, all the information. It was logistical. It was organized, and there was one question I needed to ask, 2 questions, and you guys got back to me and pretty much straight away. And with the specialist user, I've had 1 question as well. Like, so for all those hours of video, 1 question for the specialist user, yeah, and 2 for the basic user. So, like, it's good, yeah.
Amazing, thank you. Thank you so much. Great. I was very pleased to hear what you have to say, and I hope it will be helpful for the future students. Anything else that you want to add at the end?
Oh, the power of Neurographica. I shared 2 of your YouTube links to a friend, and she was talking to a friend of hers and shared the same 2 Neurographica video links for YouTube. This friend had been trying to sell an orchard, like basically a farm with nectarines and raspberries and, peaches and plums and everything, for 3 years. For 3 years she'd had on the market, and she'd get contracts and they'd fall through and whatever. So she did a drawing that day, there and then. She was hooked. She did it. The next morning she woke up. She had heaps of inquiries.
Wow.
There was a fight to who actually got the highest offer in. that contract went through, and tomorrow and the next day she's moving into her new property.
Wow, amazing.
I know. So that's like, and because she popped into the friend when I happened to be there, and she goes, I've done a Neurographic, you know. And I go, what do you mean you've done a Neurographic? I did one. Margaret shared the links to me, and I did, and my property sold basically the next day. And I went, did you do it on the property, selling the property? She goes, yeah. It was incredible.
So she did it correctly. Yes, I see some people trying to imitate and just trying to do the drawing, and they don't really understand what is behind it. But once you understand the deeper meaning and you do it correctly, then things work.
But she just watched the video and did it step by step as it's in the video and got the results.
Yes, good. Very good. Great. Fantastic. Well, on this note, thank you so much. And thank you again for doing this interview. I'm very, very happy that you're with us. Thank you, Kathy.
Thanks, Nat. Bye.
Bye.